Hello and welcome back. Finally, it's been a minute since I have recorded a video for my channel. I apologize for that. Honestly, I have been working at my art table doing a lot of creative things, but I really have just not posted a lot, even on Instagram, so much. So I have committed to doing better in December, and I'm actually participating in a couple of December daily challenges. So I'm excited about that, and hopefully we'll do better about posting here as well. I am posting a reel a day over on my Instagram. I will link it, but I'm doing the art journal advent that is hosted by a couple of artists. One is Raspberry Blue Sky. She's the one that I follow, and I'll be honest, I cannot remember the name of the other one, but I will look it up and I will link both of their Instagrams below, as well as the Art Journal Advent Instagram. And I plan to do the Care December, Kasha's Everything Art. I have signed up for Wanderlust 2023. I'm excited about that. And I've done an unboxing of some new art journal supplies. Hopefully that video is either up or will be up soon. So look for that, because I have bought some supplies for my activities. So anyway, I am excited to show you my latest composition notebook art journal. So I started this in January of 2022, and that is this book right here. There is a video posted here on my channel if you want to check that out. This went for January, February, March. Finished it. Then I went to this book, which ended up being 4 months, April through July. That is this book. There's also a flip through of it. Then I had another 4 months, August, September, October, and November, in this book that I'm getting ready to do the flip through of. And I have started now on a new notebook here. And this one will start December and continue on. I love these books. I love these composition notebooks. It was kind of a test this year to see how this would go for me. And I'm just going to tell you, I love this practice. I love working in these books. They are cheap. They are easily accessible. They're not precious. And so I love them. So let's get started on the flip through. So first of all, I'm going to apologize in advance for my sniffles, because I've had just this upper respiratory mess. And so I'm kind of sniffly. Let's get started on this flip through. I decorate each one of these just with stickers, rub-ons, masking tape. I love just making this I don't know, it makes me feel like I'm in school again. I think I've said that in each of the videos where I've done the flip throughs. But I did this one the same way as I've done my other ones, where and you can see I still have some things in here that I want to do or want to use, but I cover the inside with just some scrapbook paper, different types of paper, make a pocket. I put in, these pockets are very handy. I would tell you, if you're going to do one of these, to make a pocket, especially if you're going to use it for a glue book or a junk journal, because you can throw things in there, and when you have time to sit down, you can put them in. I'm sorry for the glare here. These were some rub-ons that were so old they would not, I think I tried to use them on the front, or maybe even here, and they would not rub off anymore. So I just cut them out and I just glued them on some other collage fodder that I had, and made these flowers, which I love, for the cover. I'm going to flip through. These are pretty much like all of my other composition notebook journals until we get to the end. And I'll tell you what I'm doing a little bit more of now. These are some pieces of mail that I received, the tags, the fruit and vegetable stickers. These are some clothing tags that I cut out, and I actually added them kind of as just little tags here for pages. These are, in the past, I have added like different categories of things that I've watched. I just decided to do this all on one page because I go through ups and downs with that. of keeping up with it. So anyway, that's that. Just some sketching, some collaging. I've really been into collage a lot lately. So I will tell you now that I have a lot of pages covered because I'm doing a lot more writing in these journals. And so this is just some tissue over it, just for privacy, because there are some very private things in here, private thoughts that I know that I just don't want that blasted out on social media at this point. These are tags, more tags, some journaling. And I mean, I just straight up journaled on, I didn't even paint on this one. So these are just some where I've wiped off paint on these pages. I use these a lot for that. And then I just went back and like sketched little animals that I thought of. Just some watercolor doodling, more paint and doodles. I do like to use these whenever I'm working on something else and I have paint left on my palette. I never like to waste that paint. And so I will grab this book and use it, scrape it, paint it, whatever. So there's a lot of that in here. And then I go back and doodle over it and I love it. It's turns out well. Some stenciling. I think I had gotten some new paint here. I was practicing my systemic writing where you don't really make words, you just write. Just a little envelope, some things in there. Mail, random. I was with my grandkids and we played a game and I just stuck the little score sheet in there. This was when Queen Elizabeth passed and I just was reflecting on her and on that. I did the lyrics to God Save the Queen. That's that page, little crown. And I actually think this is actually from maybe a Banana Republic piece of mail. And I think that's actually in my other composition notebook. Obviously, I like this image. So journaling here again. Lots of journaling in this. So there's going to be a lot of tissue that you're going to see. But I just love to kind of blob on paint, watercolor. It's very meditative for me. It's very therapeutic to just put paint on paper and then I journal over it. And that's kind of where I've gotten to in these journals. This was just a page out of an old book. And I did some, I think this actually has a name, but I made this trying to make sense. Look at him run around down in his thought. She just wasn't telling her opinion at one saying in the end. It was going that nicer than doing the most important chance to be a person with the dope fiend father. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but you know, he stood up back from the kitchen table and called a taxi. Oh, that was just kind of fun. I was with my grandkids. He was getting a new, I think this is a gecko, is what that's called, a leopard gecko. So I was just sketching pictures of that. This was a new pen that I had gotten. I was playing with that. Again, swatches of paint, going back and doodling. One of my favorite things to do. This page started out that way, and then I went in and put in a quote and some fodder, different pieces, fussy cut pieces from stencils. This is, again, some more of the journaling over paint, and I've added a little piece of fodder there. I loved how this turned out. Again, I just used a credit card to wipe the paint on. I love the gold paint. I use that a lot in acrylic and watercolor. And then I just was adding some quotes. I've actually got some quotes that I have not put in here yet that I need to go back and do. So I will do that. This is just some practice with some media that I had. I don't even know what this is. It may be acrylics. And then I just cut it up, collaged it on. Some doodling over acrylic paint with Posca pens. I was with my granddaughters, and this is, her name's Adeline. She was helping me, and I had bought them these little jack-o'-lantern stickers, so we put one in there. More of that. She's writing. She's knows how to write her name. She made a rainbow. I just think that's so cute. This is from Kelly Wynn Studios. And this was a little project that I signed up for. This was so much fun to do. I will link her information below. Anything that I talk about that is linkable, I will link below because I'm always interested in what other people are doing. I love to sign up for challenges and just free mini courses. It expands your creativity and it may introduce you to something new that you like. This is some of Adeline's art. This was just some little sketching, paint, journaled over it. Again, more journaling there. And sometimes I just journal on blank pages. Now, I do, typically whenever I paint on these pages, I will glue 2 pages together. My favorite stick, I'll plug Oohoo glue sticks. I buy these from Blick by the multiples. They're the best glue stick. I mean, you probably have a favorite as well, but this is my favorite. Again, more paint. And I think these were the Neocolor 2 from Caran d'Ache. And I just played with some water on there. Some mail. And just memorabilia from some of my travels this fall. I love to use envelopes to add in so I can put things in there. And just use a little piece of washi tape to keep them. This was, I had actually gotten some new paint. This was some of the Inktense watercolor, water-soluble pencils and some more of the Neocolor 2 from Caran d'Ache. I was playing with them. I had collaged just some offcuts from some papers that I had probably jelly printed or what have you. And then added a little picture from a magazine. Love how that turned out. Just some play. This was a program from a play that I went to see. My little cousin was in college, and he signed it for me. He autographed it. I thought that was cute, so I added that in there. I love these for keeping things like this. It's just a glue book / scrapbook, smash book situation. More clothing tags. Different little pieces of mail. Some journaling, paint and collage, and stencils. This is just a complete mashup. That's even some paper towel there. So it's fun, and I love how it thickens the pages. This was a piece of tissue that I had painted on, and then I collaged in there. Layers, more journaling. More journaling. These were some intention writing exercises that I have been doing. Some paint collage. This was some pieces left. I am doing Fodder School right now, Fodder School 2, and these were some of the deli papers that I had done in there. Just some messy journaling. Some pieces from, I'm not sure what, but I think this was from a class that I did at my local arts council. And these were just some little pieces of sequins that ended up in my stuff, and I added them in there. I had sketched this face and just did some more of that collage fodder over that. Again, more journaling. You will see as we get to the end of this book, I have made a commitment to, one of my goals is to do more morning journaling, and I'm using this book for that. So the purpose of this book is kind of shifting a little bit. I will still be using it for the glue book and different experiments, but there is going to be more journaling in these books going forward. So there's a lot of coverage here with the tissue just for privacy. This was my bumper sticker from my favorite gubernatorial candidate here in Arkansas. He did not win, but he's just an awesome guy. So I took that off my car and I definitely wanted to remember that. I look for him to do some other really cool things in the future. Again, more paint and journaling over the top. And the same with this. I loved this color combination. And then just a little piece of collage fodder. I've been trying to, after I journal, I kind of pick out a word to help me in the day, that day. And so I've been kind of writing that in bold. Whatever word sticks out to me. Again, this is just some local, this is from the Arts Council. These are the little postcards that we get in the mail as a member. I love that. And some more mail and tags. And then on the back of this one, this is one of my favorite places to go here in Arkansas to hike, Jasper, Arkansas. It's in the Ozark National Forest. And this is one of my favorite little stores there. And I had purchased one of their ornaments. And this bag, it has been in a drawer with that ornament tucked in it. And so when I put my tree up last week, I had this bag, and so I thought, oh, that's perfect. And so it's got some things in there from local, from recent travels. So I glued that in. I like to have plenty of spots to keep things. That is my latest composition notebook journal, August, September, October, November of 2022. Again, I cannot even say how much I love doing these. This is pretty much this year. This one I have started for December. So when I finish this, I will do another flip through, but I've gotten a start on it. I've got my pocket in place, and I've actually already started journaling and doing some painting in here. So this is kind of my process, how it looks. And some pages I glue together and some pages I don't. So that is that. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit subscribe and like and share if you feel the need. Let me know if you are also using a composition notebook to do any journaling, junk journaling, art journaling, smash book, whatever you want to call it. There's so many names, but I love using these. And I will tell you again, I think I've said this in all the videos that I've done the flip through. If you're going to buy one of these composition notebooks to use, be sure that it is made in Vietnam, because that is the better quality paper. It holds, even though it's thin and it's very thin, but it holds wet media very well. So that is the reason for, and I learned that from another YouTuber, and so it's worked well for me. Be sure and look for that. I'm going to also link my Amazon shop, where I actually have some composition notebooks linked up in there, as well as some other products that I love to use. And I appreciate you watching.